You only live twice.
From the writer of James and the Giant Peach and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory comes You Only Live Twice. Yeah, Roald Dahl wrote this film. That's a weird one. The plot of You Only Live Twice is that American and Soviet spacecrafts are disappearing from orbit, with each side blaming the other one. And as a result of Cold War tension, it's thought that it could provoke a war. But of course, the person behind it is actually the head of Spectre.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Ernst Stavro Blofeld.
This brings Bond to Japan. He's dead. Okay, everyone, that's a wrap on You Only Live Twice.
I had it made before he died. It's not in bad taste.
5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes. That's how long he's dead for.
Request permission to come aboard, sir.
Permission granted.
He'd have wanted it this way.
Yes, he would have wanted it this way. Flipped upside down in a bed and machine gunned to death. It's what he would have wanted. I mean, I guess you have to justify that title somehow. We also get one of the better themes and title sequences in any of the films, in my opinion. You Only Live Twice. The titles are fused with Japanese culture because of the tone and because of the setting of the film. Then we have Nancy Sinatra singing the theme, You Only Live Twice, which is excellent. It's a lot less bombastic than some of the Bond songs, but the lyrics are actually quite good compared to the previous entries, and certainly the music stands by itself. It's an excellent piece of music.
Make one dream come true. You only live twice.
In fact, some of you might recognize the intro from a different song. In my opinion, one of the best Bond songs and one of the best title sequences. The highlights is seeing how the Japanese intelligence agency operates, which at times is really over the top and is at times really entertaining. Like, one of the darker moments is when they just casually mention that they liquidated a woman.
Photograph taken by female American tourist from coastal vessel. The woman has been liquidated as a routine precaution.
Can we see the photograph again?
Of course.
Liquidated. Bond didn't even bat an eye at that.
The woman has been liquidated as a routine precaution.
And apparently it's run by Wile E. Coyote, because one of the ways they get Bond to sit down with them is this crazy slide.
Welcome. Welcome to Japan, Mr. Bond.
And then one time when they're being chased, they just drop a giant magnet on a car and they lift it up and you're like, what are they going to do with this car? Because they build it up as them flying around with this car for like a minute. And then they just drop it in the ocean.
How's that for Japanese efficiency?
Just a drop in the ocean.
And they use a giant slingshot to transport their agents. Okay, they don't, but you could totally believe that considering the other stuff, right? If you think that stuff is weird and specific, look at one of the ways one of the Spectre assassins tries to kill Bond. Just a little wooden desk. He's like, ugh. That is so specific. How often does that actually work? That's not the only bizarre assassination attempt in the film, though. How about the poison on a string attempt? Yeah. I mean, look, guys, I love what you're going for. Old school cool, I love it, but does that work often? Naturally, wherever Bond goes, he ends up finding a piece of ass. Not that. There we go. As for the women in the film, we have Aki and we have Kissy. Kissy is kind of just the eye candy in the film. I feel like they didn't know what to do with her. The actress isn't giving us fantastic performance as well. She's stunning, but they just don't really do much with her, unfortunately. Aki is a pretty interesting character. She's a very good spy and she kicks a lot of ass. She doesn't have great chemistry with Sean Connery, in my opinion. It just kind of feels a bit flat at times. But overall, not a bad character. There's probably something else we should talk about, and that is the scenes where they made Sean Connery look Japanese.
You must become Japanese.
I'm turning Japanese, I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so.
Amazing.
The Valmorification completely worked.
Sit up and take a look.
It's uncanny.
You're going to fool everyone.
I mean, no one looks more Japanese than Sean Connery. Yikes. The film is probably most noteworthy though for having the first full introduction of Ernst Stavro Blofeld, who is excellent as a villain. He just has a visual menace about him, and Donald Pleasance plays the role excellently. But the villain's plan isn't all that interesting, and unfortunately it leaves him down here in his first introduction. But visually and from a performance perspective, excellent villain. If you didn't buy this guy as a villain though, all you have to do is look at the face of this cat trying to get away from him. Poor cat. Naturally, the definitive Bond villain has the definitive Bond lair. It's all kitted out and looks amazing. The production design in the film is fantastic in general. Yes, if you're on the market for a villainous lair, you can't do much better than this one. Situated inside a volcano to guarantee beautiful tropical temperatures all year round, this lair has it all. Rocket launching capabilities, a piranha tank to entertain your guests, and a self-destruct system for when they just won't leave. And trust me, they're not going to want to leave. Not to mention its nifty monorail system made to look just like its previous owner's head. Perfect for making your evil escape. But don't let this opportunity escape you. Apply now. Only serious and evil offers will be considered.
Goodbye, Mr. Bond.
And yes, you did just see a Shoryuken. Of course, we're in Japan, and going along with everything else, we have ninjas.
Ninjas?
That's right, ninjas, masters of stealth and... Holy shit, relax. Oh my god, this is really very intense. Relax.
This is my ninja training school.
This is not a school.
Now, we will see some modern ninjas.
Yeah, these ain't your daddy's ninjas. These are those cool hip ninjas with nice gadgets.
Rocket guns.
It's a fine gun.
Accurate up to 30 yards.
Very neat.
It can save your life, this cigarette.
You sound like a commercial.
It's just as well the ninjas have gadgets too, because Bond doesn't get a lot of gadgets in this. He gets the Little Nelly gyrocopter.
2 machine guns fixed. 2 rocket launchers. These fire heat-seeking air-to-air missiles. Flame guns, 2 of them. 2 smoke ejectors, aerial mines.
Bluetooth capabilities?
Voice-activated light.
Satellite radio.
Extra cup holders?
And a phone holder.
Too small. So when you get in there, you're like, is the steering wheel fly off and toast.
That's about a lot, I think.
I mean, I'm sure it was very impressive at the time, but it doesn't look great. I mean, I guess it was small and had to fit in a case, but I don't know. It reminds me of that movie with Troy McClure in it. What is it?
Intrabulous Fabtraption of Professor Horatio Huffnagel.
Ah, yeah, that's the one. There is some good fight scenes in this, though. There's a very stiff fight early on when Bond does some breaking and entering. Although I do feel like the movie does squander its biggest potential in such a massive hoss fight. Oh, hoss fight! Get him! Yeah. Piranha time. Let's do it. Oh, man. This is like the Sharks all over again, man. More boat sex. Ian Fleming has a fetish. A very, very specific sex on boats fetish. My problem with You Only Live Twice is that the villain's plan isn't that interesting. As a result, the film's plot tends to meander a bit. It really kills the momentum of the film, which is a shame because it really feels like, problematic portrayal aside, that this new setting gave it a lot of new opportunities and ideas. It feels like they're at least trying to do something new compared to, say, the previous entry. But of course, it can't escape its plot, which is a shame because the plot being uninteresting and meandering as it does tends to take away from the rest of the film. I enjoy the production design, I enjoy the cinematography, and I think it deserves a lot of credit for trying some new ideas, but unfortunately it can't escape its plot being pretty uninteresting, and as a result, the rest of the film falls a bit flat. And with that, it appeared that the sun had set on Sean Connery's time as James Bond. And for the first time in the series' history, James Bond would be recast, for which they'd find an unlikely choice.
Yeah, yeah!
Big Fry!
Here comes Big Fry!
But that's for next time.
Greetings from all of us here at Spectre. If you enjoyed the latest batch of intel on be sure to press that like button. And if you want to make sure that you don't miss the next transmission of confidential information on 007, be sure to press subscribe. Stay evil, my friends. Spectre out.